All right, Shalom. First off, all praises, admiration, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahakodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, first off, I want to say Shalom to the ones that push this word out in truth and sincerity, which are the apostles and elders on down to the brothers. And Shalom to the ones that endured his faith to the very end, until the time of Jacob's troubles, which are again the apostles and elders on down to the brothers and a few sisters. All right, so Shalom. So I want to do this, quick lesson on pretty much like a response, uh, to the brother Salaki, if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Pretty much Hamayan. What you see on the screen right here, it says, in fact, I can zoom in on this. It says, pregnant Georgia mother of 2 shot, killed while in bed with her kids. Right? So, the water to this brother, for, doing a lesson on this, because that's right there, that's spiritual, right? Because everybody would say, oh, it's Satan. How could somebody do something like this? That's Satan doing that. No. And I've been hearing that quite a lot, because how many times have we been telling people, if you actually read the scriptures, you should know that it's of the Lord, right? You should know by now that everything that happens, any type of judgment that happens, no matter what, right, is of the Lord, man. What did the Lord say is going to happen, right? Kill utterly old and young, right? The Lord commanded that. You want to tell us that Satan commanded it? Right? That don't make sense, right? Y'all give too much credit to Satan. And that's the thing, man. Y'all claim to worship and love God, but y'all taking a lot of credit away from God. Y'all say that, whatever you do is of your own will. That's not what the scriptures say. The scriptures don't say that Satan did all these things. In fact, it shows in Job, right, that the Lord commanded Satan and told him what to do. Right? I'm sure, right? What was it? 1 Samuel 2:6. It said the Lord killeth and maketh alive, right? The prayer of Hannah. So where does it say that the Lord doesn't do these things? Because there's too much proof throughout the Bible, the same book that you people read, and it shows that the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, the one the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ, kills people, right? Every death is caused by him. So again, where does it say that he's all peace and love and doesn't kill people? Right? But y'all Christians are the same ones at the same time who be saying, oh, he's called, they like saying this certain term. They called someone to be home, right? God called somebody to be home. Y'all be I'll be the main one saying that. So if God calls somebody to be home, right? Meaning they say that when somebody died of age or sickness. So why is it when somebody's murdered, God isn't calling them home? Isn't he still in control of that? Now all of a sudden, God didn't call them home. Satan took their life. So I guess Satan is running around the earth doing some secret agent hitman shit now, pretty much. Some espionage type of madness behind the Lord's back. Right? That don't make sense. So I'm gonna get a few scriptures, pretty much basic scriptures. This is Isaiah 45:7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Right? So what did it say, man? The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua does all these things, man. He formed the light and created darkness. You're telling me the very being that created everything on this planet, which y'all Christians like to deter from that. Y'all like to say that, it was other gods that did it, or, all this other madness, man, just to take away credit from the Most High himself, but yet you worship him or claim to. That don't make sense. And we can see why, these presidents constantly keep on getting elected in the US, because they're pretty much supposed to be kings, but they're not. They don't have power. They have to, go through all these different factions just to get a law built in, right? So y'all talk about all this voting, but like they're a king, but then when they get in power, it's like they're nothing. Clearly, because they're not kings, right? Putin would be a king, right? Kim Jong Un would be a king, right? Because he has power. But when it comes to, the Most High God, y'all take away all the power from him, right? So you're telling me the very being that formed the light and created darkness isn't in charge of, shit that you do, or, deaths or curses, or judgment? It says, I make peace and create evil. Make a Christian read that. I make peace and create evil. The Lord makes peace. Sometimes you gotta let it, sit into their mind, right? Because they'll go one ear out the other, or probably just straight up over their head and create evil. You look at the word evil, right? You look at the word evil, and you'll automatically think of something bad, right? The word evil means what? Bad times, right? In fact, let me look up evil in today's terms. I figured, why not? Since a lot of these people don't understand what evil actually is, right? So we're just going to look it up in, like, quick basic terms. So today's times, evil is profoundly immoral and wicked, right? Pretty much what they have it said as profoundly immoral and wicked, or of a force or spirit embodying or associated with the forces of the devil. That's a good definition right there. Of a force or spirit embodying or associated with the forces of the devil. So let's go back to this scripture. I make peace and create evil, right? And associated with the forces of the devil, which the Lord created the forces of the devil, right? His own son, Yahweh Shai, is in charge of the spiritual realm. Them demons that, brothers have seen, right? The elder here of Baltimore, he grew up seeing them almost all the time, or pretty much, yeah, all the time. Just terrifying shit that you cannot imagine, right? How whole different levels of evil. And Yahweh Shai is in charge of that realm, right? The Son of the Most High. See, y'all people don't understand, the Bible. Y'all don't understand the scriptures. It says, I, the Lord, do all these things, right? So the Lord created this right here, as you see in this definition. But y'all Christians don't understand. Y'all pick up the Bible, y'all read John 3:16, and you're automatically, oh, God is all love. Throw out everything. Throw out the laws. Right? Y'all a lawless society, man. You lawless people. This is Amos 3:6. It's one of the scriptures that the brother read in this video. And again, the water. This is Amos 3:6. It says, "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord have not done it?" So that's a straightforward question right there. Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord have not done it? So let's go back to what we see right here. Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? Again, people would say that's Satan. But, as this brother was going into, man, the Lord is in charge of everything, man. The evil that happens on this planet is of the Lord, right? A tree falls on your car is destroyed. You can file it, or the state will file it as an act of God. And that's pretty much misfortune because your car is wrecked, right? Because the tree fell on it. It's nobody else's fault. God did it. So why isn't, stuff like, why is it slavery an act of God? Right? Why isn't this, automatically people should be saying, oh yeah, that's an act of God? Nah, they not. They not. They always say it's evil people. Well, them evil people are an act of God. A lot of them wicked jakes, them them little YNs that be running around, half of them were just sent by the Lord to be wicked ass death angels, taking out people. So by the Lord's will, this lesson was edifying. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, and Shalom.